All right, guys, so let's see. I think we are live. Let's see. We are Gary H. Hello, nice to have you here, and thank you for joining the live stream. Let me grab the link real quick and post it in the Discord channel. Thank you for hitting that like button, much appreciated. We're going to hop over to the Discord, as I mentioned earlier, put it into the live stream area here. Maybe. There we go. So there is that. So we've got that posted now. Closing that tab. All right. So here we go. Prax, good afternoon to you. Nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Let's see. So I do have to claim energy, obviously, right? First thing that we got to do for the day. We should probably also look at contribution here. So we got to upgrade a glyph. But actually, before I even do that, let me take a look to make sure there's no tasks in Ascension season that want a specific upgrade requirement. And it doesn't look like there is. So in that case, what we'll do is we'll just enhance anybody. But let's take a look. I know I don't have that many runes available currently to upgrade, so we'll probably look at Judge and see what we can do to upgrade something with him. That's once we find him. I know Dragon Paralyzer was here on the live the other day, and he was asking about the progress of Judge. So we gotta make sure we're still doing stuff here. So Glyph and upgrade intelligence. So there's that right there. Nice little upgrade. Judge looking a little bit stronger now. Claim some daily quest rewards, right, for that glyph. And then we got some energy. So I like to look at Lars first because I'm trying to complete this Agrit item for him. So first we'll start with the gasket task, right, which is just running one of the three, what do you call it, soulstone quests, essentially. So there we go. We got that going on there. Nice little pickup. Let's see, we're up to 191, 10 away from completing what we need out of him. So we might be able to get that here on stream. That might be a possibility. Dragon Paralyzer, nice to have you here. Speak of the devil, nice to have you here. We just upgraded a glyph for Judge, so we did make some progress there. Still have some work to do, but it's a start. It's a start. So there we go. We got that going on there. I think one of the season tasks was to open the hero chest and get some soul stones. We got 3 right there. Hopefully that's enough for our Ascension season opening, and I think it is. And it is nice. We got that claimed. We got some tower tasks for collecting gold. So hopefully we can accomplish that pretty easily. Again, I typically like to just go right up the middle here with these guys. Just go middle selection. Since, I mean, you don't really know what's in the chest anyway. Does it really matter if you're doing right, left, or the other? I don't know. But anyway, so here we go. We're going straight up the gut here with these items. Lycanthrope's Fangs. That's always a good item if we can get it. Not that time, but you know. Let's see. Lamort cards are good. Gold is always good as well. This time I prefer anything but the item. I don't care. All those items are good. Same here. Oh, I would love the Harunian Helm because it would save me on Outland coins, but that's okay. Gold, very nice. And oh, okay, so that Shadow Queen Scythes. I think they changed the name on that too. But I remember I had to have like at least 200 for Karg, if not more. But all in all, not a bad thing. All right, let's see. Dragon Pillars says it took them a while to realize 30 stones for quests was too much. Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. You basically had to spend to get 30 soul stones from the chest. The chest just has a terrible drop rate. There's no realistic way for completing that, in my opinion. So I'm glad they adjusted that. Leveling up a support hero's skins. We're going to have to look at someone who's a little bit weaker skin-wise here. Otherwise, or needs less. Let's see, support. There we go. This should be support hero. So that should be 2. Yep. So that completes that task. Dealing damage in Guild Dungeon. Dealing physical damage in Arena. Physical damage in Arena is probably going to be one of the easier tasks for us. Wow, we really fell in rankings. I haven't played in a week. Not really an excuse, but I'm just stating the facts. Haven't played in a week, so I guess we're down a little bit. That's okay. Let's see here. I like the squad. We'll go for an attack here. Calnap, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining this live stream midday on Sunday, right? If you are like I guess a lot of us, because I guess we did kind of a count the other day. We were like, all right, who's done or who has daylight savings time? For us, at least in the US, it was last night, so now it is officially like 2:30ish as opposed to where it would normally be 1:30. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. I know obviously the time change will probably throw some people off and people are going to get adjusted to it. So a lot going on there. Tanya, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. We're just talking real quickly about the daylight savings time and how that has kind of affected things. And so, I'm sure it'll be an adjustment for a lot of people in the U.S. I'm still a little bit tired, but um, that's no excuse, right? It's time to get going. Day has gone and is passing us by. So there we go. Caleb says, today I discovered a very good team against Guild Raid Boss, which is quicker than my previous one. Oh, nice. So you're saying Alvinor, Maya, Judge, Thea, Lilith, and Albus. And Calnap, can you remind me what team you were using before that as well? But Alvinor, very defensively sound against magic attackers. Maya is a good attacker and healer. Judge, stun boss. And Thea, another healer. So that is a very defensive team. And Lilith, okay. Lilith, that's a very interesting one. I don't see a whole lot of teams being run with Lilith. So that is a unique squad. And I kind of like it with Lilith. I haven't seen her used much at all. So that love to see her being utilized in a role that she doesn't usually get utilized. So that's awesome. Jamie, yo, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Dragon Paralyzer says they should make a system that heroes with secondary roles get 25% of bonuses from the Ancient Tree of Life. I'm trying to remember, what is the Ancient Tree of Life? And why am I not remembering what that is? You're gonna have to remind me what that is, Dragon. I'm sorry if I'm blanking on it. Is that the tree that is in Ascension? Or am I blanking on something else? You're gonna have to remind me because I don't remember. Caleb says before I was using Luther, Maya, Judge, Phobos, and Thea. Okay, I definitely could see Lilith being a little bit better tank wise than Luther. Although Luther deals a fair amount of damage over there, I'm not disputing that. And then we got the other difference, I guess, looks to be Thea for no, you had Thea. So Phobos for no Alvinor. Okay. No, I like it. It's a lot more protective and defensive, and it probably allows you to stay on the field a little longer, and able to kind of stay in those matchups and deal a fair amount of damage. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's a solid squad. And Dragon Bear says yes, the Ascension Spire of 7 rolls. I gotcha. On the same page now. On the same page. All right, let's see. We got this team here. I think my team matches up fair enough with it, so we'll see how that plays out. Because I believe Kark is strong enough to deal some damage. The biggest problem here is going to be Isaac. Aurora will dodge a fair amount, but it's not going to be a huge problem for us unless she's able to take down Kark. But she shouldn't be able to deal too much damage given I don't have that many magic attackers. I really only have one who can deal enough damage for it to be significant, which would be Nebula. But I think Kark here should be able to take enough of the, one-shot Isaac there. And if we can have Sebastian survive long enough to ignore Jorgen's effects, we should have no problems winning this matchup. This defensive team is very defensive and has no offensive capability. So once you get past the protection of Sebastian and Isaac, this matchup becomes a lot more friendly for us. Obviously, you still have to worry about Aurora, but a lot less. Once we take down Jorgen, there's going to be no, hopefully, problems, and it'll be pretty straightforward. So Aurora's on her last legs essentially there, and she gets taken out. Now it's just a matter of taking down Jorgen and Martha, and obviously there's some dodge still left over from Aurora's earlier skill, but I think that should wear off pretty soon here. And that'll allow us to just simply hit these guys, and they won't be able to dodge enough for it to matter. So, all right, once Clark gets his last shot off, hopefully it'll be pretty good. Nice, nice, very, very nice. So there is that nice little dub right there. Can't complain. Dragon says I run my secondary team for Osh, Marcus, Arachne, Judge, Orion, and Lilith. Does 9 million damage on level 150 Osh. That's pretty solid. It's pretty solid for sure. I definitely haven't been keeping up with how much damage I should or have been dealing. So that's something I can definitely improve on personally. Just to keep a better ballpark on how much damage I deal, because I think you need to deal 10 mil damage to get all the rewards, but I really just haven't been doing that. I've just been probably hitting like close to the 5 mil damage, if not, quite getting there. So that's just something I could definitely, improve on in general. So it's a good thing that you're keeping track. Jimmy says, boss team is Martha, Sebastian, Nebula, Jew, and Isaac. Very good team. Love that team. It's a staple. It really is one of the best teams out there. And I think with we had the new skins, right, released for Isaac. I think that Magic Defense skin is really specially made for him. It's not really made for, well, I say it's specially made for Isaac, but it's specially made for Isaac against the Osh fight. So I do think that's pretty reasonable there. Just, here we just had a problem with the dodge. A little too much dodge and not quite enough damage from us on this one. So this is a lost cause here, but that's okay. All right, so we can pick up some completed tasks here, which we love to see. All right, so obviously the other thing too is we have a special event that is going on once I collect my daily login. Have not been doing a great job of collecting that either, even though I have been playing a fair amount of Hero Wars lately. But we do get our daily login. And we can actually, let's see, can we actually finish off this? That's kind of what I'm wanting to do, is to collect enough energy to complete this item, which I think we have enough energy in our mail for sure. But I want to see if we can get there without quite using all of it, if possible. If I have to, I'll use one, but we want to try to avoid that if at all possible. So let's see. Ascension Season 3. All right, so I think what I'll do first before I collect my energy is I'm going to just go ahead and, all right, this is the Oliver challenge, right? So we did find the Oliver, so that means we got, which was number 4, which means we get 3 portal charges and 5 large skinstone chests. So I'm going to collect that item real quick, and we'll re-access our account here. And then I'm going to claim 500 energy, and we're going to make sure that we get enough of that item for Lars to complete that item there. Just feeling like it's we've been sitting on it for a minute, and I'm done making that for Lars. So maybe I'll make it for someone else, but for right now, the A grade of Nocturnal Cicadas needs to get wrapped up here. So we'll wrap it up with that. Oh, nice. We got 206. We can equip that, making our Lars a little bit stronger and closer to where we need him to be to get to red. We'll finish off red +2. So it looks like I'm not done because I'm going to have a ton more to make here, but we'll make that item later. Creator of Worlds. That should be a pretty interesting item to create. Simon's Enlightenment. Then we got a bunch of the Creator of Worlds. I might end up looking to make that item pretty soon, as well as this one. These two just seem to go hand in hand. We just need a bunch of Lamort cards. So Lamort cards might be the next tedious farming that I need to do for items. I'm sure you guys also have to make a bunch of those Lamort cards for your guys' heroes. The Lamort cards are just one of those items that your Magic attackers need. So it's just something that you see all the time. Well, it just, that's just how it is. Let's see. Incognito, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. John Jensen, hello, hello. We've also got Jimmy Thomas saying, my boss is Astaroth, Thea, Elmir, Dante, and Heidi. All right, I do like Dante. Dante is just one of those guys. He just deals mad damage. Um, I like him better against PvP or like spot challenges where you have multiple enemies because he can hit so many times, but still very very effective. Elmir is very interesting. I haven't seen Elmir used too much, so I like that. That's a very unique team and one that I think can do a good amount of boss damage as well. Wally, nice to have you here. Howdy, howdy. Love having you here. Let's see. Praxis, is Ishmael worth maxing out in Ascension? Um, I think at the end of the day, all of them will be worth it. But as of right now, I haven't seen. He doesn't have the new skill yet, right? In Ascension, because I think that would probably, for me, be the ultimate factor in deciding whether or not it makes sense to do so. So let's take a look at Ascension real quick for Ishmael. I really like Ishmael. I just think um, he's going to be someone on my third team ideally. But let me see here. Let's take a look at him and maybe decide, is he worth maxing out? I think eventually he will because I think those skills, if I remember correctly, that are not up yet, might be really worth looking into. But as of right now, I can't say I have a good handle on whether or not those are in play, essentially. Let's see. So, Karg, for example, I mean, worth it, but also not worth it because he doesn't have the skills. Let's see. Ishmael is right here. He does have his skills unlocked, so excuse me, I misspoke. What skills is this? So Ishmael dodges physical attacks for 6 seconds, gaining bonus energy for each dodge. It's pretty good. When the Phantom skill is active, Ishmael dodges both physical and magic attacks. Okay, so I was like, what is the difference here? So it's different. The difference is just physical attacks versus physical attacks and magic attacks. I think that's pretty good. Let's see. In this one here, Ishmael dodges physical attacks for 6 seconds. Hold on. What? Did I miss something? Okay, Brutal Awakening. Okay. So this is where it assumes a demonic form that increases critical hit chance by 1300 and attack speed by 200%. Ishmael starts to gradually lose energy. When it reaches zero, the demonic form dissipates. Brutal Awakening, when in his demonic form, Ishmael deals 4 times damage with critical hits instead of times 2. Okay, got it. So now instead of on critical hits, instead of just dealing double damage, he's dealing quadruple damage. So I'm going to go ahead and say that that's a pretty dang good skill to have. I definitely think that this ascension for him is definitely something that if I have more items down the road, he's someone I'm looking at for sure. Um, I like it. I like those skills. I think they really do buff him up a good amount. I think that's definitely something that I'm going to be looking at a little bit more carefully for sure because I think it's something. I mean, those skills are pretty solid. I mean, same with I think Nebula here, right? Her upgrade ally gains a debuff within 4 seconds after surrender is triggered. Nebula cancels out that debuff and restores health. Then you've got this one here. Um, triggering astral projection grants balance effect to allies, boosting physical attack by 8,000 or 8,143 and magic attack. I mean, I just think that these are just really good skills. I do like Ishmael now that I'm looking at him a little bit more. Actually, I really do like that. I think I'm gonna have to wait until after well, I think Isaac can actually wait. Nebula is the one that needs to kind of get more moving. So I'm going to start on Nebula. And once I'm done with Nebula, my plan was to kind of look at Sebastian and Isaac because I need to upgrade those two as well. But after that, I definitely am leaning towards going to Ishmael um, in terms of Ascension. I do think that he's someone worth checking into. I just personally think that I would like to look at Nebula first. And obviously here we can activate or summon this skill for her. So we will, right? So she now has the Absolute Serenity skill. that we're looking to kind of implement. So that is something that I'm happy to kind of get for her and for my team. So that'll make my team exponentially better than it was. So we've activated it. We still have some tasks to do, but pretty cool stuff that we were able to unlock our first ascension skill with Nebula. Still a long ways to go for everyone else, though. We got Faceless here, and obviously a lot of the heroes that I have upgraded are not at a point where they have the Ascension skills unlocked. So can't do too much there. Just waiting on certain items to pop up for us and really just kind of farm them through the event itself. And here I need more gold to be able to continue to upgrade my Faceless. But I do like him. Correct. So that was a long-winded way of saying I do like him. I think he works great with Aurora, and obviously I think we got Tanya there saying Dodge Team as well. So I like it. I like it a lot. Townlip says if your Sebastian, Isaac, and Nebula are already in second Ascension, ranked and higher, you definitely should start Ascension on Ishmael. Yeah, so I mean, I haven't finished Nebula yet, but once I do, definitely something to look at. And Sebastian and Isaac are definitely in the conversation as well. Dragon Parallel says if you see a team of Jet and Fafnir with Ishmael, just avoid it, save your nerves. Yeah, definitely. Ishmael's definitely, I think, someone worth upgrading. He just needs some time to get there, but I think Asgard is kind of one of those things to help him get there and be more useful in a lot of different fighting situations. I like him. I like him a lot. Let's see, leveling up a tree of wisdom branch. We'll look at that. Anthony Smith, nice to have you here. You say, hey Jay, what did I miss? You were on early, as you said. As you said, you were planning to be on about 2:15. This is 7:15, and it is now 6:37. Oh, I apologize, Anthony Smith. You know what happened there? It's so the U.S. had the daylight savings time, and so because of that, it pushed everything off an hour. So for us, it moved it up, and I apologize for that. I guess should have been a little bit more clear on that, and I apologize, if I wasn't super clear on that. But yeah, so what happened was, daylight savings time, it is officially now like almost 2:42, 2:45, whereas I think before it would be 1:42 essentially. So maybe I should have just said the regular time on the weekend, but I wasn't sure exactly if how people were looking into the times on that. So that's on me. I apologize for that. Yeah, I guess I should have been a little bit more specific, but it's tough. Daylight savings time in the U.S. It's not always daylight savings time the same way it is for everyone else in the world. So tough to kind of verbalize that, if that makes sense. All right, so we are 2 levels away from completing our warrior branch. I don't know what I can do to get more of these crystals other than upgrade what I have. So I guess I can be kind of not cheap, but be a little bit, around the system by upgrading one of my lower branches. I'm kind of curious too. What happens when once you complete all the branches? It's going to take a while, but I wonder, do you still get rewards for that for weekly stuff? Don't know how that works. And of course, this is now taking forever, even though we were just staring at the branches. Thanks, Hero Wars. Thank you for that. I'm going to just refresh my page here. I think it's just kind of bugging out. And of course, as soon as I hit refresh like 4 times, it'll pop up. But anyway, we'll go with that. Practice, as I stated earlier, complete Cleaver is halfway through level 5, as well as Thea beginning level 5. Darkstar is worthless, as well as Artemis. Prax, that's awesome. I'm glad that you're making some solid progress and um, solid work through your ascension with Cleaver. I mean, I love Cleaver. Cleaver's one of those ones, even though he's more of a nostalgia character because he's not really like the strongest per se, but I like he has the tough factor in how to acquire him, and obviously he actually is a pretty tough tank to deal with. Is he the best tank? I don't know if that argument could be made, but he's definitely someone that people should be looking into using on one of their 3 teams if they have him. So I like that you're using him. That's cool. Count Up says elusive phantom is similar to Heidi's camouflage. All right, let's see. We're going to use 25 here and see if that is enough for us to just complete the daily tasks that we had here, or weekly task, I guess you can call it. Let's see. Oh, you have to do it twice. Okay, so we'll do one more here. Ultimately, these little items are actually pretty helpful because they do end up being used for ascension in terms of upgrading your uh, ascension level, right? And then also when you're unlocking a skill, pretty much it only uses those items. When I say those items, you'll see what I'm talking about in a second here. Oh, maybe I should have just done 2 levels initially. There we go. All right, so we're going to upgrade one more time, but you see how we get, let's see. That's not, yeah, okay. So these items here, the star mana, that actually is used to also upgrade, what do you call it? It's also used to upgrade our ascension skills, right? So to unlock those ascension skills, you need that mana. So, or mana, however you want to describe it or pronounce it, mana, you know what I mean? So with that, that is how you would unlock these skills. So that's what we just did, right, with our nebula, but that's what you're going to need for unlocking those skills with Cleaver, for example, with Thea. So just something that you're going to have to do eventually here, and Judge, of course, right? Nebula is sitting at 178k with an absolute Kane. We love that. And I mean, it's also possible you got Kane add to absolute with this event, right? We have the, what do you call it? We have the, why am I blanking on it? Great Storm event, right? So obviously here I just unlocked this skill upgrade for Absolute Serenity, which I absolutely really like. So that's pretty huge. We still got a little ways to go before we get to level 5, but I enjoy the process of this, and I feel like, once you do get through some of the earlier stages, level 1 and level 2, you do see a little bit of an easier move through the tiers of ascension. Obviously, the tough thing is obviously getting some of these bigger crystals, and then behind that issue is just having enough gold. So far, I haven't had too many problems with star mana. I don't know if you guys are having any issues with that, but I so far have not, which is good. Which is good. So that's kind of how I've been kind of progressing through this, and I do really like Ishmael so far, and obviously we have Judge, right, as well, with the really strong Ascension skills and Nebula as well. So some good heroes there to look at in Ascension season, or in Ascension. Judge has the best benefit or biggest benefit so far from his Ascension skills. Ishmael is second best. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So CalNap says that Darkstar has some good Ascension skills when you look at adventures and in Clash of Worlds. Let me take a quick look at that. I actually have not seen. I haven't taken a look at Darkstar's Ascension skills since they were released. So because of that, I don't have a great gauge on how useful it might be. But let's take a look right at that and see what the deal is. So let's take a look here. Oh, I am in the wrong spot, aren't I? Whoops. All right, let's see. Tanya says, I love the new heroes in the game of Hero Wars like Aiden and Kayla and Iris and Mushy and Shroom. Yeah, I mean, the new heroes definitely add some flair to the game, and I think it keeps it fresh, which is nice. I think we're going to see we might even see a new pet, I think in the next like 2 months, maybe sooner, but I do think it's inevitable. We're going to see a new pet. I don't know the exact info on it. I don't have any info on it. I'm just going off my gut feeling here. I think in the next 2 months we're going to see a new pet. It's one of those things that's inevitable. We eventually need more pets anyway. The other thing to consider here too is we're going to need we're going to also need to have the new Super Tens released at some point. So those got to be coming. I'm not really sure how soon, but I believe they're coming, and they should be coming that'll in a useful way to us. I think Kane needs someone extra, right? Because you can't just have Albus on Kane every single time. Other heroes need that. So, that's something that we got to consider. Um, but yeah, sorry. Okay, hopping back over to Darkstar. We'll hop over in there. Gujo, nice to have you here, and thank you for joining the live stream. Everyone seems to be doing well so far. Vitamin says, "I see you're wearing a thick clothes. Is it cold? Is it snowing?" Yes, it's definitely been snowing. I don't know if it's been super cold, but when you wake up, um, and you've been outside a little bit, and you come back in the house, it's cold outside. So definitely, uh, you know, cooler weather. And I did have to scrape some snow off my car yesterday, so there's that going on. So yeah. Have I noticed any news of the arrival of Julius in Facebook or web? I personally haven't seen anything on that, and I'll double check the Facebook page, but I don't think I have. And let's take a look here. So, Mushy and Shroom just got released, right? So I think they're going to really focus on that. I haven't seen anything on Julius. Nothing there. Let's see. Let's hop over to YouTube as well. Sometimes Hero Wars mobiles, or sorry, sometimes Hero Wars, their page themselves do have. Yeah, it looks like the last thing I'm seeing so far is Mushy and Shroom. It kind of looks consistent that they're dropping something every month so far. So I would not be surprised if later in the month we see, and I say like in like a week or two, we see something for Super Titans. I think that is probably most likely going to be the next new thing. And then following that, we'll have probably a new hero or a new pet. So I mean, I think they're gonna just delay releasing Julius. Personally, I think eventually we'll see Julius. I just don't think it's gonna be yet. And I'm curious to see how Julius fits in, right? Because Julius reminds me very, very much of Isaac. So are they gonna just add him into the class, or how is that going to work? I'm not sure. Tanya asks, "Can you buy more portal charges in game?" My personal understanding is no. So you can only wait for them, or you can have them from saving them up. Like I just clicked on the image to get the bonuses, and then you can save up your portal charges in your inventory. But I don't think there's another way to get more portal charges right now, other than I guess getting a reward from me or another fellow YouTuber, right? Because we do have portal charges as one of the rewards. So that's one way I guess you could get some more. Other than that, no. Thank you, Tanya, also for being a member. I mean, I think you've been one of my longest members, so I always appreciate that. And thank you for re-upping, being a Jay's member. Appreciate it. Appreciate it very, very much. Um, but yeah, I think you might be the longest member, uh, for sure. So I mean, I think if I personally don't, I think I have enough items to. If I needed to gift one, I totally could. Um, if you need a portal charge, you can let me know. So there's that as well. Yeah, so as of right now, you can't buy any, but it's one of those things that's in the process. I think Hero Wars could probably implement. I don't know if they want to, but they could. Justin Gilby says, "Hi all, give the man a like. Appreciate it. Giving a like is free, so much appreciated. And thank you again, Tanya, for your continued support of the channel. Always, always appreciate it." Vitamin says, "I know there are some legendary YouTubers who don't play the game anymore. Do you know why everyone is busy now? That COVID is over." Yeah, I mean, I think there's a couple of reasons. Um, and I can't speak for all of them because I don't know everyone in Hero Wars, but I do know that during COVID, a lot of people, myself included, were able to stay at home and essentially, Tony, that's too nice. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate it though. Um, I appreciate it. But yeah, I definitely will send you one. But let's see, picker wheel. I'm just trying to think out loud here. Um, yeah, so Vitamin with new players who essentially have. Um, sorry, I'm trying to find Tanya's account here because I did want to give her reward for being. I mean, honestly, like she's been around since like day one in terms of supporting the channel. So, when she re-upped, you got to consider that. So, and plus, I do have a bunch of portal charges that I can give out. Let's see. But yeah, going back to your question, I think we got to look at, and I think it's web, right? Yeah, she's on web. Okay. So one of the things to consider with COVID was people were at home, so people could make more content and stuff. And I feel like even for myself, it was easy to make content because I was home 24/7. So I could start work earlier in the day, or I could do it later in the day. And I know a lot of people who were playing Hero Wars, a lot of their companies and businesses were just like shut down during that time. So because of that, well, okay, in Count App, I qualify. So like, it's not over in terms of like over, right? COVID's not over, but it is over in terms of uh, the mandatory like you can't leave the house kind of a deal. Um, it is like one of those things where people are back at work now, right? So people are back at work, and obviously COVID is still around. I mean, I think I've gotten COVID after it's been over technically. Um, at some point, I definitely got it. And I'm trying to think what else. With that being said, I just think that creators were able to be at home. And when you're at home, you're able to kind of make more content, keep releasing stuff. And I think once COVID ended in terms of like staying at home, working from home, a lot of people went back to work. And I think when you go back to work, it just really takes away your energy and your ability to kind of come up with ideas for content and time to kind of release. I know for myself, I mean, obviously, I was studying for an exam and stuff like that, and that took a lot of time. And I think potentially that could come up again, and I'd have to study for other exams as well. But in terms of typical content, and just it made it really hard to spend the time because it does take some time to make content. You have to come up with the idea, which for some people is not that bad. I mean, you can use AI or whatever, but then you also have to shoot the content. And I know for me, like it doesn't take as long as some other people because I have my technology set up in a manner that is efficient for me. I don't know how other people have their content set up, but I know that some of the creators are saying it takes them almost all day to release like a 5 to 10 minute, 20-minute video. It doesn't take me that long, but I know people have said that who were creators who are in the content creator program, and so like they were spending like their entire weekends just making these videos, to release at different points. So sometimes it's interesting because I would remember seeing some people drop content. I'm going to do some tasks here while I'm talking about it. But I remember some people saying like they would actually literally spend like their entire weekend just making content and releasing. So it was just funny because you'd see content that was like almost late to be released, right? Because it was like an event happened and then like a week later you'd see like news on the event, but they made all the videos on the weekend and then they released them solely after. So it was interesting to see how some content creators went about it. But I think the biggest thing is just that COVID um, ended in terms of us being able to stay from working at home. Like a lot of companies ended their stay at home and working process. And now people were having to go back into the work office. And that just, that it takes away from your energy and your ability to kind of create content and just your mind goes in other places. So I think that is kind of where a lot of people go for sure. Let's see. And then you have like people like Charlie, right? So Charlie, Hero Central, he does this full time. So he doesn't. I'm not going to say he doesn't work. That's not the right way to say it. But he doesn't have like a regular, office job 9 to 5 kind of a deal. So he's able to, create content kind of around the clock. So that's what he's doing. What a lot of other, I guess, quote unquote, past legendary creators were doing. So I think that kind of allowed him to kind of continue to do that, and so he's able to kind of continue to put out great content and able to put out um, continue to make those videos that some content creators have stopped kind of doing. So I mean, hopefully I can get back into the swing of things too now that we have a little bit more time. So I think that hopefully that answers your question, Vitamin. I know it's long winded, but I think that's what we had going on there. Dragon Parallel says Iris had the biggest impact out of the wave of new heroes from the last 12 months. She's everywhere in defensive arena teams. I really like her a lot. I do think that there's a lot of utility, though, in some of the other heroes as well. It's just they haven't been explored yet because they haven't had a chance to maximize. I really think Amira with Leanne could be a very deadly combination. I actually kind of wanted to test that out after we finish up doing some of these tasks here around the Great Storm event. So I'm just going to try to use up some more of these energies here, and then we'll probably be in a good spot. Let's see. Skip battle here. Skip battle here. Let's see. A rework for new ascension skills. I don't know if we need a rework for new ascension skills yet, Gujo, but I do think that we need more of them released. I think you can make a decision after that and say like, okay, so now that we've released some of these ones counter each other a little bit too much, or like, oh, they don't counter each other enough, and then you can adjust the ascension skills after the fact. But with only like 4 of them released, like you said, I think we only had 4, maybe 5. I don't know. I didn't count them all. But because we have such a limited selection, I do think that there's something to be said in needing more Ascension skill availability. We just don't have enough right now, and I don't know how long it'll take Hero Wars to kind of drop some more. But I think maybe it's something that I even ask pretty soon in the content creator channel, just because I think we're all thinking it. We're like, we've had it. It's a great function, and we love it, but it's just hard to uh, upgrade the heroes that we want to upgrade because not all of them have those Ascension skills, right? So, all right, so there's that Ascension Season 3 quests. All right, so there's that. Outland, we got to do our free Outland openings here. Cal says, I'm sorry, COVID's not over. Yeah, no, it's not over. Definitely had COVID a little while ago, too. So I'm right there with you. But I will say, like, in terms of, like, the lockdown, right, because I think everyone remembers, like, this had to have been, like, when COVID first started. Everyone was like, oh, the first 2 weeks, like, you just have to stay at home. But it's not what ended up happening, obviously. Um, but yeah, Prax says, has anyone noticed the guilds that are server hopping? There's been 7 teams that jumped down that is just smearing our guilds on the server. I tell you what, don't worry about it. They will leave your server. It happens all the time. It's usually a newer group of high spending individuals who really just crushed the spending game and just really upgraded their heroes to and titans to a significant level, and they all eventually move up to the higher servers. It's gonna suck for a short period of time, but they'll move on. So it'll happen. It happens in waves, and I haven't seen it recently, but I did notice it probably about a year ago, where I think World Eaters, I think at one point was on our server. So like they're the number one guild now in terms of Asgard rankings. I think they deal the most damage. I think now God Eaters, but I remember they passed through our server. They were on like a later server than us. I want to say I think they started at some point. I almost want to say they were on server 28 at one point before they moved to our server and went somewhere else. Um, Hopefully, I'm not speaking out of turn on that, but I do remember like a couple really strong guilds, if not God Eaters, like God Eaters, were moving through a bunch of servers. They just like to kind of, they like to kind of get a new feel. So like every like 3 months, they'd hop from server to server, feeling like they quote unquote conquered the server and move on. So I mean, I wouldn't worry about it too much. They'll get bored and leave, but it does happen. Byron says yes, it's not over. Many people are not wearing masks. The whole world is opening up. Still wear masks when I go out. Yeah, I just think it's one of those things where it's gotten a lot looser. People are a lot more casual about COVID than they have been. COVID's not done, obviously, but it is definitely less of a concern than it was, right? And we're not just at home anymore all the time. I wish we were. We're not though. Let's see. Joseph Schrock, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Dragon says there's a total of 10 ascended heroes. Okay, yeah, so we got 10 now. I would like to see more. I just think, we've got like 50 plus heroes. Got 20% of them covered. I just feel like, it's been around long enough. We definitely we need some more Ascension released. So that's just my hot take on that. But you know, I guess we'll see. Time will tell. So, okay, we opened up some stuff there really because I wanted gold, and obviously that might be a mistake because if we have a super tight event next weekend, then I'll feel bad because I opened up some circle of summonings, but don't think that we'll have it that soon. Maybe I'm wrong for that assumption. Oh man, we're also really close to getting Mort here to absolute. Oh wait, is it Mort or was it Iari? One of y'all was close. Iari's close. Okay, so maybe I'm tempted to do some more pulls, but I don't want to do it yet. Let's see. Let's go back to Asgard. I'm going to upgrade Faceless a little bit more because I did get that gold specifically so I can upgrade his Ascension a little bit more here. Wally said one team on my server on 41 left the other day. I tell you what, it's sometimes a sigh of relief when those stronger guilds, if we'll call them that, kind of go away. So I hear you. I hear you. You notice. You notice. Anthony says, I wish there was a way to buy the portal charges, as you said, Jay. You can only get them from YouTubers competitions or on the homepage via a link to get some. I just done the outer circle in the Great Storm and found all 6 chests. Very nice, which is a first for me, as all the other times there was at least 1 or 2 chests on the inner circle. Well, Anthony, I'm glad that that was not the case. I'm glad you were able to get those chests, right? Those chests are super valuable. People sometimes sleep on the value, I think. And so, they just kind of go about the whole outer ring, and then they don't necessarily get all the chests. The chests are super important. That's like the whole point of the event, is to pick up those chests and cash those in, really. So we got faces all the way up to Ascension 5. Obviously, we need more gold here, but I don't think it's worth opening too much more. So if I can get gold in a more organic way, we'll consider it. But in terms of me forcing them out of my summoning spheres, I think we're good on that for now. Dealing damage in Guild Dungeon, maybe that's another way to get some more gold for us. Upgrading our control branch got us a little bit more in rewards too. Upgrading the warrior branch will get us a couple more items as well. I'm trying to see, I don't think there's anything crazy that needs to be done yet. Promoting pets to Violet +2. Promoting 18 heroes to Red. I'm going to have to take a look at that. Let's see, how far off are we? So Invari is probably the closest, but that Rubler's Globus is an annoying item. Recipe we can make pretty easily. Same with the amulet, and we have enough. The biggest problem is going to be the fangs. I need 4 fangs to complete. So I guess for now we'll hold off, but Invari is definitely the next one, I guess, to be read based on how far along all my heroes are. Mushroom Shroom at +2. Can create that. Yeah, we might as well. Executioner Sword. Can't create that World Tremor. We can upgrade Mushroom Shroom's perfect copy ability here. I think we will upgrade that one a fair amount. It does eat into our gold, but I think it's fine. We're going to have to spend gold eventually. So there is that. Daily quests complete. Guardian Gasket acquired. Emerald Exchange. Arena. All right, so there's that. Ascension. Okay, daily quests. Other than that, I think we're chilling right now. Okay, so we got all that airship. Did we still have one expedition we need to start? Nope, we start all of them. So we're good there. Oh yeah, you can also get portal charges if you're lucky in the box. That's a good call. So these platinum boxes do occasionally contain a hidden like energy. They also sometimes contain portal charge if you're lucky. Nice pointing that out, Wally. And Paralyzer. Absolutely, Tanya. Absolutely. CalNap says, I would love to purchase one extra attack for Osh fights. It would allow for many players to improve damage output and receive extra Ascension resources. CalNap, I hear you. I hear you. Or alternatively, I think, what our guild has done is if you want to, I guess, improve, you have to attack earlier in the day on, I think it's Thursday or Friday. So you have to get your hits in early, at least your weaker ones, so that you can get your damage all the way up to what you need, which I think is a little annoying, but it is what it is. All right, going back to Lars here. Let's take a look. I guess maybe we just start farming for Lamore cards. Let's do it. So we got a couple there. Got some guild activity points. Nice. Special events. Energetic Warrior. Boom. Ascension Season 3. All right, so I feel like we've done a good amount of the task. Anything else we can really do here? Pet summoning one time. Sure. 3 Merlin Soul Stones. Titan Artifact upgrade. I guess we do 1 Kyros upgrade. Nice. Open the Titan Artifact Spheres. So this is something that I do occasionally, but not regularly. But it's nice to see we're getting a couple more items that are more useful. Before I was getting everything that was the old Titans. I'm like, what am I going to do with this? But anyway, so there's that. We got upgrade. Let's see, maybe we upgrade a little bit here for our buddy Satori. But I think that's all we can do there. Let's see, where is Judge? Is Judge around here? If I can upgrade Judge, we will. Let's see. So we definitely can upgrade a little here. 1 there, and okay, not quite to level 50. Or can we? Let's do it. Level 50, and we get him moving a little bit in 50. So 55, he's got some movement on him, so that's solid. Got that going on. Upgrade Gifts of Elements once. Iris needs an upgrade. So she's now upgraded as well. Just zooming through these tasks. Doing an adventure. Looks like this one is almost complete. So we'll do this one. We'll do this adventure. And then we will start looking at our picker wheel for our winners. We got 1 Facebook winner, 1 web winner for today. So we will definitely do that. Mr. Big says sell orange EXP potions. Definitely could do that to get some energy. I don't think I'm going to do it right now, but definitely something that I didn't think about that you can do. But also, right, if you do get a new hero, I like to almost max level them to 130 right away. Maybe that's just me. But yeah, I mean, something to consider. Hey, Mr. Big, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. We have been talking a little bit about, obviously, daylight savings time, which has moved the time of the stream around a little bit today. That's why it's, I guess, an hour earlier, depending on where you're at. For me, it's an hour later, but, hey, that's okay. Ooh, that's the first time I've seen Kayla and Aiden together. Sorry, that's a side note. So we've talked a little bit about that. We talked a little bit about the event. We've talked a little bit about ascension skills and kind of looking at how that has all played out. We didn't talk too much about, how everyone's doing with the pet event, right? And how hopefully everyone's improving their pets. But we did talk about that a little bit the other day. So there's that. Portal charges are very obviously valuable. We've talked a little bit about that as well. But we really mainly kind of talked about Ascension Season and how it's really helped some heroes and more than others. So I think we looked at, specifically, we looked at Ishmael and how his skills seem to be really, really useful in Ascension and how that can play a part in really being kind of a devastating combination. And I think it was pointed out by Dragon that with Fafnir and Jet, Ishmael is kind of scary. So yeah, some stuff there. Yeah, no, I mean, Prax, you gotta love the community, right? Just everyone, is so knowledgeable. I think in the group, just can't go wrong. I'm gonna watch this fight a little bit because I just want to see Kayla fight a little bit here on this side. I haven't seen her used really at all in matchups in terms of live fight, so I might as well watch her in action here. It looks like she does deal some damage, but I guess she has to hop back because she's gotten hit a little hard here, and my twins are not the weakest. So they're not the strongest, but they're not the weakest. Put it that way. So nice little win right there. And the reason we used Magic Attack team there was because there was a physical attack resist. So now I'm going to go back to my physical attack team here. Nebula, you're back in, bud. All right, so there's that. Tanya says, I've done all the great storm treasures. Very, very nice. I mean, those are just, really useful. I mean, getting those items, and I personally really like using them to pull the pet soulstone chests. I love those things. So I always go for those. I know some people like uh, the Great Storm chest, which contain eggs as well and other things. But I like to choose my specific pets, soul stones, especially because I still need chorus, and that's the only specific one I need right now. And often, typically, with the chests, you do get the new heroes added in there. So I find it super useful. And it says, yeah, if you're very lucky in the platinum boxes, you can get one. You've opened 21 platinum boxes. Yeah, it's just tough. It's rough. All right, so we're getting close here, and once we do this, we will be doing the picker wheel. I might play a little bit of web after we have our winners chosen, and then we'll probably wrap things up on stream. I think that's kind of the game plan here. So we will go through this. All right, here we go, Kark. Do your thing. Take them out. Nice. Got one more task here. Do see Yasmin, but let's see. How did my should be okay. I think my card's strong enough to withstand this Yasmin. Yasmin's usually pretty good, but at the end of the day, you still have faith in your main heroes, especially in the adventures. Typically, even though there is a slight disadvantage stylistically, right? Yasmin's typically gonna beat Kark in a lot of situations, but I think when you have these matchups here, typically okay because they are a little bit watered down. And then this is where we use the favorite team, right? This was, I think, one of the boss teams that was mentioned by, I believe it was mentioned by someone. I know someone mentioned it. Let's see. It was Jimmy. Jimmy mentioned this team, so we're gonna throw this team up here. It is the Isaac, Jew, Sebastian, Nebula, and Martha squad. This team dominates Orion as a boss. It's crazy. It's a really good team against this Orion boss because Orion deals magic damage, right? And so Isaac really just eats all that in, rehashes it out, physical attack boost. Then Nebula goes off as a result, physical attack boost. Then you've got Sebastian who just clears all stats, negative effects, and boosts critical hits. Jew already has critical hits. He's a physical attacker, is able to utilize all those bonuses. It's crazy. So overall, amazing team here. We'll let it run. Tanya says, my course is 5 stars, level 128, and power level 7201. Very, very strong. Mr. Big still telling me to sell my orange EXP potions. Uh, my Albus is max stars on level 130. Power level is 181,000. I mean, it's just boggling how strong pets have become. Just crazy. Which in a great way, but like also just, man, they just have really gotten a lot stronger than they used to be. So there's the win there. We've taken down the almighty Orion, evil Orion. Dark Orion? What's better? Dark Orion, like Pokemon where they have the, just regular Pokemon, and then they have the dark version, or if you call them evil Orion. I'm not sure what's better. I don't know. All right. So anyway, there is that. We are officially done with our Facebook account. We've got to go ahead and open our winners or pick our winners really for Sunday. So Sunday Facebook, let's take a look here. We've got some work here. So, all right. So this is the list I had off of the Discord channel. So we had our Facebook list, which is not super long, which is great. Great odds for a lot of y'all in there. And for web, this is the list I had. It was a little bit more extensive, but you can see we got some names in here. And there is that. So okay, so we've got people in here. Let's go ahead and open up and have our Sunday Facebook winner figured out here. Corrupted Orion. Okay, Battleground likes Corrupted. I like it. I like it a lot. Corrupted sounds better than the other two. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Don't forget to mention the Titan event tonight. Yeah, there should be a Titan event tonight. So hold on to your resources if you can. I don't know what Hero Wars has got going on now, but they've literally got doubling up on events. They've got events going on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right, for those early week, and then they've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, which I don't know. It seems like a lot of events. I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but they've got a lot of events going on. Just saying. Just saying. So we got to collect this energy here because I gotta do this here. Niller, you did win the Facebook contest yesterday. I was going to message you after today, but yeah, if you let me know what reward you want, we will get that to you, Niller. You were a winner yesterday. I have the list in front of me, and yes, you did in fact win yesterday. Congrats on that. And just let me know what you like, and I will send it over. Facebook has a lot more flexibility with rewards. I've just been doing the Facebook content for a lot longer. This is our Facebook winner for Sunday, by the way. Let's see who it is. It is Convivial Slit 21 is our winner. I will be messaging you after this live stream. You are our Sunday Facebook winner. But yeah, I do just have a lot more flexibility with the rewards because I've been doing Facebook a lot longer. So those rewards were able to stack up and maintain over time. With web, I actually had to reach out to Hero Wars on web and be like, hey, can we get rewards for this? It took a lot longer, so I was a lot shorter handed than some of the other things, but we'll get through it eventually, and it all works out in the end. So yes, you did win the other day, Mr. Big. We will add you to the list for sure. And yeah, Mueller, if you don't let me know here, that's not a problem. I can message you on YouTube as well after the stream, and we can figure out what reward you would like. Either way, we'll get you a reward. Don't worry about it. You were our winner, though. You were our winner for Facebook yesterday. And let's see who our lucky web winner is after I add in. Wait, Mr. Big, I think you might be in here. Let me just double check. No, maybe not. No, I don't see on here. Okay, Mr. Big. Mr. Big, let's see, 7982743. All right, so you're on there now. We'll save this one. But yes, congrats to the winners. Skin Zones or Portal. Niller, you tell me which one you prefer, because I have both, I believe. So you let me know. And if not, then I'll send you one. I'll figure it out and I'll send you one. So if you don't let me know, by the end of the stream, that's fine. I'll send you one or the other, I guess, as you wish. All right, so let's go ahead and spin. Let's see who our lucky web winner is. Good luck to everybody. This is our Sunday web winner. Good luck. It is going to be Mild Man TW. Mild Man TW, you are our lucky web winner. Congratulations. We're going to have more winners next week, so don't go anywhere. We'll be having more live streams next weekend as well. Congratulations to our winners, Convivial Slit 21 and Mild Man TW. I'll be reaching out to you guys shortly after this live stream. We're going to close this. I should also probably have Niller's account ID on hand. And we will send a reward. All right, you say either way. All right, we will send you whatever we have more of then, because I think that is easiest on me. So I'm going to copy that. We're going to hop back over to Facebook. We'll send you that reward We're going to play just a touch of the event on our web account, and then we'll wrap it up for this. Actually, you know what? We're just going to send this reward to you and wrap up the stream. I think that's the plan. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me here on this stream. Always appreciate it. I'm going to get this reward to you right now, Niller, and then we will wrap it all up. All right, so here we go. Let's see. We have a lot more of the portal charges. We're going to give you the portal charges. So here we go. Oop. That account ID does not exist. That can't be right. Oh, picker wheel. All right, well, Niller, I'm going to have to message you or double check the number that I have listed here because it doesn't seem correct. 1163001 does not exist. Okay, so we'll figure that out. Niller, I'm going to message you here on YouTube shortly after this stream. We're going to wrap it up right now, and we will get you the reward. I promise. We'll figure out your ID and get you that reward. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out with me here on this live stream. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend or day, I guess if it's Monday for you. But with that being said, thank you so much for hanging out with me here on stream. Look forward to seeing you guys next weekend, and have a great rest of your weekend. Look forward to seeing you guys all very, very